world number 606 of Satania. That designation in the records is not incidental. In all of Satania there are only 61 worlds similar to this one, decimal planets, assigned to the special registry of the life carriers, where modifications to the standard life designs of the local universe are permitted. Urantia is one of 61, and 600 million years ago, the commission of life carriers sent out from Jerusalem arrived on this world to begin their study. This was their 606th experience with the initiation of life in Satania. Their 60th permitted opportunity to modify the standard designs. What they would eventually create here would have no equivalent anywhere in all of Nebadon. But on arrival, they could not begin. The planet was not yet ready. The ocean existed. The crust had stabilized through 2 billion years of volcanic reformation. An atmosphere was forming. But the life carriers had projected a sodium chloride pattern of life, and the ocean salt concentration was not yet sufficient to support it. Every cell of every organism this life would eventually produce needed to be bathed continuously in a chemical solution comparable to salt water. Not approximately, precisely. Your primitive ancestors circulated freely in the ancient saline ocean. Today, that same salt solution circulates inside every living body on this world, bathing each individual cell in the brine of that first sea. The design did not allow for shortcuts. The ocean had to reach a specific salinity before a single organism could be implanted. The commission also found the continental land mass still largely intact. The life patterns they intended to plant required something specific: a large number of inland seas, extensive shorelines of shallow water, sheltered bays no more than 500 or 600 feet deep, because sunlight penetrates ocean water to precisely that depth, and life in its first forms requires that light to function. Neither condition was yet present. The commission returned to Jerusalem. They preferred to wait. That is the language of the record, not required, not forced, preferred. Because they had done this 605 times before, they knew what premature implantation produced, and they were not prepared to use the only original life design this world would ever receive on a planet not yet capable of sustaining it. 50 million years passed. The continental breakup continued. The great land mass fractured along its ancient seams inland. Seas formed along the separating shores. The equatorial bays grew shallow and warm in the light of the sun. The ocean grew saltier as the ancient rivers dissolved the minerals of the cooling continental edges and carried them into the enclosed seas. The planet, following the laws that govern all inhabited world development, was preparing itself for a threshold that had always been coming. The commission observed. They had been given a world to work with. They were waiting for that world to become what the design required. What they were waiting for was not dramatic. It was chemical, the precise sodium chloride concentration at which life patterns could begin. The record does not use the word approximately. The conditions had to be favorable in every dimension simultaneously. 600 million years of planetary development had been moving toward a single threshold. The commission could not force it. The physical progress of the planet set the pace, and the pace was not theirs to set, but the ocean was almost ready, and somewhere in the administrative records at Jerusalem, an entry was waiting for a single word, begin, before a single organism could be planted. The exact atmospheric and spatial conditions had to be confirmed to determine whether any life could survive its first exposure to the radiation pouring from its own sun. This is Earth Origins, the documented history of our world paper by paper, from the archives of creation. If this record is one you wish to continue following, the next entry is already waiting. Subscribe. The archive is open.